Hello, everyone. It's Miss B. That's me. And today we are going to discuss Little Dirk and his MURDER for hire plot and everything that has transpired within the last 24 hours.
Rapper Lil Durk is in police custody this morning.
And he was allegedly involved in a murder for hire plot. Roseanne is in studio with the very latest here. Roseanne?
Good morning. Well, we know him as Little Dirk, but his full name is Dirk Banks, and he was taken into custody in Broward County, Florida last night. Dirks is charged with murder for hire and the killing of another rapper's cousin. 5 other Chicago men were also hit with federal charges involving the same murder for hire plot. The group was allegedly hired to kill the cousin of rapper Quando Rondo back in 2022 in Los Angeles. That plot was allegedly ordered as revenge for the killing of rapper King Von back in 2020. This is not Dirk's first run-in with the law either. He faced 5 felony charges stemming from his alleged connection to a shooting back in 2019. He is now being held without bond. Natalie?
Dirk being indicted. Let's get into the facts. There is an indictment out in California. It's federal. It includes a charge, murder for hire. Murder for hire resulting in death is punishable by life in prison. Now, in the indictment out in California, there are 5 people named. None of those people is Little Dirk. There is, however, in that indictment, a mention to other conspirators. Those people could be named. They have not been named yet. What do the feds say about this conspiracy? They take you back to 2020 and the murder of King Von. Then they say that after Von was murdered, a high-ranking member of OTF let it be known that there was a bounty on the head of an individual involved in that King Von murder. That's believed to be Quando Rondo. So reading between the lines of the indictment, the feds are saying that Dirk put money on Rondo's head. Then the feds say that 2 years later, 5 people from Chicago with some other conspirators traveled to LA, attempted to murder Quando Rondo, hit somebody else who was standing right next to Quando's car. The feds have a lot of evidence. They've got plane tickets. They say the plane tickets were purchased using an OTF associated credit card. They say the gun was supplied by an OTF associate. They have 5 people in custody. They're probably going to get some more. And then they're going to start squeezing on people and say, hey, have you seen this man? Does he run this crew? Did he?
Lord, I'm so ain't nobody laughing at Dirk. Now it ain't funny. Now your favorite rapper go to jail and look like he got a no bond like me. But that boy got a federal no bond. I bet that nigga asshole done closed up. He got a burp to pass gas. He can't even fart out his ass. I know the feeling. Boy, they get your ass, they put a hold on you. One nigga booty be tight, and the motherfucker sitting on that bench. Hey, man. Now, all y'all who said my time coming for saying King Von, saying fuck King Von, all his time coming, they go get him. Drake time came for saying fuck Tuka, or is this his karma? I don't know. Y'all be so hypocritical when it comes to your favorite rapper.
You know, street shit.
Yeah. But shit like how did you even get linked in with this OTF period?
That shit. Get linked in. Sorry, linked in. We work together. This ain't no people I met. Nah, I knew them. Like I'm saying, this was before jail. I know Dirk was rapping. We came out that loud on our lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Back then, like, before y'all never even heard of that. We some shit in our parties, like personal shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's bro. You know what I'm saying? In my whole time in jail, that stayed, bro. Like before the money, you know what I'm saying? That was bro. Like I remember when the money wasn't there, for some say you 50, I got you. Okay, my lawyer money there when I fight my case.
I ain't gonna lie, Dirk come through.
All that, like
Dirk come through on time.
that's sure. I don't give a fuck nobody say like. I know I'm a real witness. Like
A lot of niggas can't say they ain't seen checks.
Like my whole time in jail, I was straight.
So like he was one of the main motherfuckers that held you down your whole bit.
Hell yeah. A lot of the guys did, but hell yeah, he was.
I hood like that though.
Shit.
Yeah. I hood like that.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a check.
Everybody gets taken care of. gang shit, none of that shit. It's like some family shit.
My brother locked up.
Yeah, we always came together and made sure you guys are straight, right? Shit, this before he I was going rich. To home and all type of shit. That shit was mandatory, right? Hell yeah, go like, play this part for sure, like, overplayed it. I love both of that. Damn. Shit forever.
Yeah. Because he's super solid, bro. Like a lot of niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? He said, Jam, get out that jam, I'll give him 50. He ain't got to ask again, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got to ask shit, bro. He said he gave you 50, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Right?
More than that. More than that.
But so, can you tell us how much he gave you, or you don't want to even?
No, we ain't got to get into all that, but bro made sure he made a way for me to be straight, like you saying, gotta ask him, you know, like shit, crib, car, all that. Being able to take care of anything I have to take care of, period.
It's not working. So, very recently, Lil Durk had received the keys to the city. And in light of what has happened with Lil Durk, the mayor, Katrina Thompson, has taken back the keys. While the American system of justice grants everyone the presumption of innocence until proven guilty in a court of law, in the village of Broadview, the court of public opinion of residents has even higher moral and ethical standards of behavior. And our public partners must also reflect the same uncompromising standards demanded by our residents. Given the news that Lil Durk Banks, has been arrested in Florida and charged with MURDER for hire, the village of Broadview is withdrawing our honorary key to the village granted to Durk and is terminating our partnership agreement with his youth organization, Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. As mayor, protecting Broadview's interests and upholding the values of residents is job number one.
Chicago rapper Lil Durk planned private flight to Italy before charges in murder for hire plot filed. Chicago rapper and Englewood native Lil Durk, born Durk Banks, was scheduled to take a private jet to Italy when he was arrested Thursday, Florida in connection with an alleged murder for hire plot, according to a federal criminal complaint unsealed in California on Friday. Banks, 32, was charged in the complaint with contracting 5 associates to murder Georgia rapper Quando Rondo, born Tiquian Terrell Bowman, in retaliation for the 2020 slaying of Chicago rapper King Von. The complaint said Banks put out a monetary bounty for Bowman's slaying. That shooting, carried out at a Los Angeles gas station in August 2022 and captured on surveillance video, took the life of Quando Rondo's cousin, Saviaya Robinson, according to the criminal charges. Banks' associates were arrested in Chicago early Thursday morning and a series of search warrants were conducted. At the time, Banks was in Fort Lauderdale, where he subsequently booked international travel on separate flights to Dubai and Switzerland, but he didn't get on either plane, according to the criminal complaint. Instead, the complaint alleged, the FBI learned at about 6:40 p.m. Florida time that Banks had been booked on a private jet to Italy that was scheduled to depart at 9 p.m. Federal agents arrested Banks about an hour before the flight while on his way to the airport in Miami, according to the complaint. Banks was held in the Broward County Jail until Friday morning, when he was transferred to the custody of U.S. Marshals, according to a county representative. In Banks' charging documents, federal investigators also said witnesses and/or their family members have already received threats and/or have been contacted in what appear to be attempts to influence their participation in this investigation. A lawyer for Banks could not immediately be reached. Also arrested Thursday were 5 associates of Only the Family, also known as OTF, a hip-hop collective founded by Lil Durk, a mentor of King Von. Charged in that indictment are Kayvon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Bryan Lindsay, and Asa Houston. The charges include conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving a death, and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. The most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. All 5 were arrested Thursday in the Chicago area and appeared at the Dirksen U.S. Courthouse in the afternoon. U.S. Magistrate Judge Jeffrey Gilbert ordered the defendants held in custody pending further proceedings and the shift of the case to Los Angeles. Nearly a dozen federal agents were present for those hearings, in a courtroom that was packed with friends and relatives of the defendants, who all appeared in street clothes and shackled at the ankles. Courthouse security officers were guarding the courtroom door. Meanwhile, Banks' arrest comes less than a week after he performed a concert at the United Center to celebrate his birthday. He was also recently awarded keys to the city in 2 nearby west suburbs, Broadview and Bellwood, and Banks also made an appearance on the HBO series Hard Knocks earlier this year as the show followed the Chicago Bears training camp. OTF was founded by Lil Durk more than a decade ago, as Chicago's drill rap scene was gaining international attention. Federal prosecutors say the group primarily produced and sold hip-hop music from artists from Chicago. FBG Duck, the Chicago drill rapper, was killed in a hail of gunfire on Oak Street in 2020, and his death led to the convictions of several men in a federal conspiracy trial last January. Earlier this month, FBG Duck's mother filed a lawsuit alleging Lil Durk, OTF, and King Von were involved in the shooting, as well. The lawsuit alleges that OTF operates as a criminal enterprise. Lil Durk is among the most successful drill rappers to come out of Chicago since the genre first gained a foothold. Also popularized by Chief Keef, G Herbo, and other artists, drill is hallmarked by hyperviolent lyrics that often revolve around, and sometimes worsen, feuds between gang factions. Banks was previously convicted in Cook County of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and possession of a firearm with a defaced serial number, though records of those cases were expunged in 2022. The attorney who represented Banks in those proceedings did not respond to a request for comment Friday. Around the same time, prosecutors in Georgia dropped attempted murder charges brought against Banks in 2019. Those charges stemmed from a shooting near an Atlanta restaurant that left a man seriously injured. According to the criminal complaint filed Thursday, the rapper's former manager rented a house in LA's Encino neighborhood for the months of July, August, and September 2022, and prosecutors allege Banks was in Los Angeles when the fatal shooting was carried out. Banks took part in a podcast that was recorded in that home, and video footage from an August 18, 2022 podcast shows the host of the podcast with Banks, wherein Banks appears to be inside the Encino house, the charging document stated. According to the indictment filed Thursday against Lil Durk's associates, after tracking Bowman to the Los Angeles area, Grant rented a hotel room for the co-conspirators on August 18, 2022, and later met them there. He brought several firearms, including one that had been modified to operate as a fully automatic machine gun. Grant also provided 2 rented vehicles to use to find, track, and kill Bowman, the indictment stated, a white BMW sedan and a white Infiniti. The group followed and tracked Bowman's black Escalade from his hotel to a marijuana dispensary and then a clothing store in downtown Los Angeles, the indictment stated. A surveillance image included in the indictment allegedly shows the BMW and Infiniti following the Escalade as it traveled between stores. When Bowman stopped at a gas station, Houston drove around to the alley and let Jones and Lindsay and another unidentified co-conspirator out to carry out the shooting, according to the indictment. The flights and rental cars were paid for with credit cards linked to OTF, according to prosecutors. Meisner at ChicagoTribune.com.